I don't want to sound unprofessional, but I have to tell you, I love you in these pants. But I don't love them for court. I don't love them with the 6-inch matching stilettos, and I damn sure don't love them for this prostitution case. Stop looking crazy in court. Welcome to Beast Law 101 with Derrick G. Hamlin. This is where we discuss topics for new attorneys, clients, and all of you to help you better understand why attorneys want you to do certain things like dress appropriately for court. So I'm going to first start with horror stories. Now, mind you guys, I do stand-up comedy, so I talk about dressing appropriately for court all the time. And one of the stories I tell is based on a true story, but it goes like this. So I see one of my clients, and she has on my favorite kind of pants in the world. Now, if you've never seen liquid leggings, imagine Catwoman, right? Where your butt could be lumpy as a sack of potatoes and it'll smooth it right out, right? So not only did she have on a liquid leggings, but she had on the purple metallic liquid leggings, right? So when I walk up to her and I say, listen, I don't want to sound unprofessional, but I have to tell you, I love you in these pants. But I don't love them for court. I don't love them with the 6-inch matching stilettos, and I damn sure don't love them for this prostitution case. Now on stage, I say, please stop making my job and my penis so hard, right? Obviously, I didn't really say that to her, but we gotta stop dressing crazy. You know what I mean? I had another case where my client came in with a see-through shirt, and she had on some shorts with cuts on her butt, right? And you could see her butt cheeks hanging out. So I'm like, just take off your jacket, tie it around your waist. She takes off her jacket, and I'm like, oh my God, why can't I see your nipples? She's like, I have on a shirt. I was like, fishnet doesn't count. Now, it wasn't fishnet, but it was see-through. And I'm like, what are you doing? I don't know. Another case I had, actually so many cases where my clients come to court for weed charges wearing a weed shirt or weed socks or some other weed paraphernalia. It's ridiculous. One of my craziest cases is where I had a DUI on the Eastern Shore, and my client comes to court wearing some Corona shorts, Corona beer shorts. And I was like, come to my trunk. I tell them to put on a pair of my khakis. They're a little big, but you know, they fit well enough. And I'm gonna show you all the shorts later because I confiscated them. Anyway, another crazy story is I walked to the front of the room. They call my case, and my client is already in there. So I walk to the front of the room, and I look over at him, and I'm like, oh, and I keep laughing. I gotta get myself together, and I'm like, I'm sorry, Your Honor. And the judge is like, no, I understand, Mr. Hamlin. It's ridiculous. My client has on a shirt that is literally 5 sizes too small for him. He got a little fat belly, so it's all curled up on his belly. Like, it was ridiculous. All the buttons up top are pulled like this, like they're just holding on for dear life. The sleeves are rolled up because they're probably too short, and they're tight. They're like tight on his arms, and his arms aren't even that big. And I'm just like, yo, what happened? And the judge was like, Mr. Hamlin, he came into my courtroom wearing undergarments. And I knew he meant he had on a tank top, like a white beater tank top. And the judge does not play around with undergarments in his courtroom. So he tells him, leave my courtroom. And I will still give you an FTA if you're not back here with an actual shirt on in the next 15 minutes. So he goes out into the hallway, and he trades shirts with his 8 or 9-year-old child. And I look back, and I was wondering why his son had on this gigantic oversized t-shirt hanging off of him. And I look at his son and start laughing again. And I'm just like, I'm sorry, Your Honor. This is crazy. But part of the reason our clients come to court dressed crazy is because we as attorney don't set that expectation. Now, don't get me wrong. Most attorneys are going to tell you, dress nice for court. What does dress nice mean? I told the one girl, I said, wear something you will wear to church. So when a girl came in with the see-through shirt, I was like, I told you to dress like you were going to church. She going to say, I did. And I thought to myself, I didn't say it, and I say this on stage, I thought to myself, you must go to the church of tits and ass, because everything was hanging out. But yeah, we have to be very specific with our expectations. So I'll tell them, listen, I need for you to get a white shirt and I prefer black pants, blue pants, gray slacks, even khakis. I try to be very specific with them, right? And some of them will say, well, I don't have those clothes. All right, go buy them. You can get an outfit from Walmart for $20. For under $20, I'm going to do a video probably about how you can go to the Goodwill and get a shirt, a tie, and a pair of pants for probably under $15, probably pretty close to $10. Mind you, this is the same client who be drinking Starbucks. I was like, you got a large too? If you left $1 tip, you spend $10 on that cup. You know what I mean? So, when they try to tell you they can't afford it, okay, that's fine. Guess what? The public defender's office in almost every city has a clothes closet for clients. And they will let you borrow clothes for your clients sometimes. And I will run right over there, borrow the clothes, dry clean them, take them right back over there. In fact, with my old suits that get too tight or I don't wear anymore, I donate them to the public defender's closet. So think about that too if you have old clothes that you're going to give to the Goodwill anyway. What else? I also tell them, even if you don't have slacks, just wear your jeans. Wear your jeans with your shirt and tie. Try to wear dark jeans. If your dark jeans have holes in them, don't wear your ripped up jeans. Wear regular jeans with your shirt and tie, right? Sometimes you gotta talk to the ladies about, listen, I need your boobs covered, right? If your pants are like old and they're way too tight, just try to have your shirt hanging out over your booty a little bit, all right? Yeah, we just want to be neat and clean. That's what we're going for, neat, clean, professional. And we do this because we want to look different from everybody else in the courtroom, right? And I try to give them examples so that, they better understand. I was like, listen, when Tupac or Lil Wayne went to court, Puff Daddy, when they went to court, what did they wear? Shirts and tie suits, right? For the younger people, you might have to do newer examples. What did Bobby Smyrna, Kodak Black, I don't know, the Baby, whoever, when they go to court, what did they have on? And I'm quick to pull up a picture of them in court on Google so they can see that the people you love, the gangsters you love, actually wear this stuff to court, right? I also use this one example about how my client, who was guilty, was riding around with his homeboy in a car, and they both got arrested for stealing a car. Neither of them stole a car, but my client rented the car from a crackhead. And if you don't bring a crackhead's car back in time, they report it stolen so that insurance won't, trip, and or in case you crash or whatever. So they reported stolen, and my client completely knew where he got the car from. His homeboy had no idea. He thought he had permission to have the car, thought it was legit. So we're sitting in court. My client's in there with a shirt and tie and slacks. Yes, sir. No, sir. And his homeboy has on one of those 6X t-shirts when he used to wear the long white t-shirts that were like dresses. And he has his hair cornrowed. One side is like old nappy cornrows all messed up. And on this side, he has his fro out, And I don't say nappy in a bad way, all right, for black folks, all right? I don't want no problems, all right? I'm happy to be nappy when I did have hair, all right? Anyway, the judge, he asked both of them a question, and my client's like, yes, sir. And the other dude is leaning on the table, slouching like, yeah. And I was like, say yes, sir. And the judge was like, no, he doesn't have to say yes, sir to me, because he obviously does not respect me, Mr. Hamlin. Look at the way that he's lying on my table, the way his hair looks all crazy, and the way he's dressed for court. So I just say that to say that your first impression on this judge is it's going to be a lasting impression, and you want to look different than everybody else in the courtroom. All right. One thing I love, one of my friends, Jerome, he's an older attorney. I heard him say to his clients before, and I stole it. I say it all the time, especially when I told a client to dress a certain way and they still come in with their t-shirt and their jeans or whatever. I'll say, oh, okay, I know you must have your suit in your back pocket, right? So why don't you run to the bathroom and go put it on? Because you're definitely not going to court like that, right? So that's kind of effective, you know, and I'll try to do that at like a preliminary hearing or something, so they know when they come back for trial, they better be G'd up. They better look good, right? Another thing I do, and this works so well, even though I would never enforce it, I'll put in my retainer, I'll do a separate document that says, if you come to court and you don't have a shirt, tie, and slacks on, you have to pay me an additional $250, right? Now, normally mom and dad will say, oh, I told him to put on a shirt and tie. He didn't want to do it, so I didn't make him. But when mom and dad have to worry about you charging them another $250, they're like, boy, I know you better put on that goddamn shirt and tie before you get in my car. I'm not playing with you. That's when they start parenting for real, even when they're grown adults, or even when their kids are grown adults, right? I don't know. Hopefully this doesn't go over too long, because I can do 10 minutes just on my jokes about dressing appropriately for court. But I promise you that it really helps. It will help your client. And these are just some of the ways you can get it across to them that this is important and this is how you have to dress. All right. Again, I'm Legal D, Derrick G, Hamlin, and I'm a beast. Ask about me. Peace.